Well, hello there. My name is Morgan. I am a licensed cosmetologist, professional makeup artist, lover of theatrics, Doja Cat, and Halloween. I know it's not Halloween yet, but anybody that knows me knows that Halloween is my absolute favorite holiday. So I'm hoping that I can sneak in a few iconic looks before Halloween, and this happens to be one that I really love. I love Doja Cat, like I said. I love her artistry, and I also really love the look from the music video. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. So if you would like to go from this to this, please continue watching. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. So Doja Cat always has these iconic brows that kind of go a little bit straight and upward as opposed to our natural brow shape that goes down. So I went ahead and taken a glue stick and laid down those hairs. There's a ton of videos on how to kind of block out your brows, but that's the first step. That's the only thing that I've done. I'm gonna go ahead and cover over the ends of my brows, and then we're actually gonna do brows first so that it can shape the rest of the eye look. First up, I'm gonna take my Born This Way concealer in Mahogany, and I'm going to block out those brows. I'm also gonna mix a little bit of my P. Louise base with it. This is in color number 7, it's called Rumor, and that's gonna help everything to stick. Alright, so now taking my wet beauty blender, I'm going to go ahead and blend that out so it all looks smooth. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this brow gel. This is Wycon and it's in the color Brownie, and I'm going to go ahead and trace out my brows. So instead of going down, you're gonna see I'm just gonna go straight out, and where my normal brow stops, I'm gonna kind of try and stop there as well. So there. And then we're gonna do the same thing, just trace the top. And then we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. Now that I have my outline, I'm just gonna go ahead and fill those in. Her brows are pretty dark in this video, so don't be afraid to go a little bit heavier with the brow on this part. Now that my framework is down, I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of a highlight right underneath my brows. This also gives you a chance to clean up anything that you might have like gotten off a little bit when you were putting on your brows. Like let's say you kind of missed the mark a little bit. This helps you kind of clean it up. So as I mentioned before, I absolutely love Doja Cat. I love her music. I think she is phenomenal and amazing. And I also really love the fact that she is unapologetically herself. Always. Even if you think that she might be a little bit odd and different, I think that you cannot deny that she is absolutely a brilliant artist. And I love that she's a feminist and not afraid to be, you know, expressive with her body. I absolutely love her. Okay, now that that is laid down, let's go ahead and blend that out. This is one of those looks that is gonna look absolutely crazy before it's done. So you have to just kind of trust the process. Trust me. I know it looks a hot mess right now, but it is going to look on point when it's finished. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and lay the base for the rest of my eye, and I'm gonna use a lighter color so that the shadows underneath can really pop. I'm gonna take two P. Louise bases actually. So I have Rumor in 0 and I have Rumor in 2. So this one's really white and I think a little too white for my skin tone, and this one's slightly peachier. But you really do want to have a lighter color base so that the colors you put on top can pop. It's important. So I'm gonna mix the two and then put it all over my lid. You're gonna see I'm dragging that base out a little bit because her eyeshadows go pretty far out, and I wanna make sure that you see that pop of color towards the outer edge too. So make sure that you get the entire area that you're going to be laying the color down on top of. And if you overstep it, you can always clean it up later, so don't worry about it. All right, now I'm gonna take this and blend everything out. All right, let's do the other eye. Now that everything's set, I'm gonna go ahead and take my one size translucent powder. Love this, it doesn't leave any color, even though it looks very white, as you can see. It's good to kind of lay that down so that all the colors I put on top, I can easily blend out. Now we're ready to start with the shadows. Okay, so I got this green from Amazon like a while ago. It came in a kit. It is a powdery pigment, but the color is really strong. So we're gonna go ahead and use this first on our green eye, and then we'll build on top of that with another green. So I don't wanna lay this color down super strong because I want it to just kind of be a hint of green everywhere. And then I'm going to use that stronger green to really make it pop. So I'm just kind of building that color in the area that is going to be the most pigmented. Just kind of building it up, as you can see, and kind of working the product up a little bit out towards the rest of my eye. With these looks, it definitely takes time to create. You just have to be patient, and you have to like work the color in time, because if you go too quickly, it's going to look really sloppy. So you have to really just kind of take your time, build the color up little bit by little bit, and you will start to see the transformation happen before your eyes. Now I'm going to take the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette, and we're going to dip into some green. Taking a little domed brush, I'm gonna go in with that same color Hatter, and I'm going to define it even more so that the color is the strongest right in that crease, which is where I want it to be. Okay, now I'm ready to start on the other eye. I'm gonna go in with some purple. So I've mentioned this before, but my eyes are very sensitive to purples. And one of the palettes that works for me is the Saint and Sinner palette. So I'm gonna be using the purples from this palette and maybe a little bit of the purple from the Jackie Aina palette. I'm not quite sure yet. But I know that this one really doesn't affect my eyes, and I have sensitive eyes, so we're gonna use this one. All right, so starting off with color Worship, I'm gonna go ahead and lay that everywhere. And this is gonna be my transition purple. I think I'm also gonna take a little bit of Rosary because it's a little bit on the pinkier side, and it's gonna give me a little bit more of a highlight, and I'm just gonna kind of lay that there in the same area and work it up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, the rosary color is a little bit better because it's a little bit on the pinkier tone, which is kind of what she has. She has more of a pinky undertone that fades into purple, but like I said, I'm limited to the colors I can use. If you guys find that color that's like more on the pinkyish purple side, that might be better for you if your eyes are not as sensitive as mine, but because mine are kind of sensitive, I really have to be careful, or mama won't be able to see today because my eyes will be puffy and itchy and terrible. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back in with that same color Worship, and I'm gonna work that color in and make it a little bit deeper, and then we're gonna go in with the deeper purple and really kind of build it up along the crease. Make sure you're covering everywhere, like really blend that color out, because you don't want to see any of the white that's underneath from the base. So don't be afraid to kind of really like wing it out. And also we are going to clean this up later, so don't worry too much about making it perfect. Really love how that purple looks. Now I'm gonna go in with the deeper shade, this color down here, and it is called Exorcism, and we're gonna lay that in the crease. Now I'm ready to go ahead and cut my crease, and this is the same P. Louise base, but this is just 0. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut that with this because she has a very light color. I like to kind of stamp out where I'm going first, because you can kind of ruin the shape if you go a little bit too quickly with this part. So I really take my time. Just kind of stamp it out and then go back and clean everything up after I have my outline. Okay, let's go ahead and cut the other eye while we're at it. Okay, now that the crease has been laid down, I'm gonna go ahead and take a white color and lay that on both of my lids. I know that it does look a little bit messy, but don't worry, we're gonna clean it up. Like I said, trust the process. Okay, so we're gonna take color Bump and we're gonna lay that right over our lid. Now I'm gonna take the darker green and the darker purple that I used before and blend it between the two colors so that it's not as dramatic. There's a little bit of a cleaner transition. Okay, she has a really pretty shimmer on her lid in this look. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Stila, and this is in color Monarch. Ooh, I like that name. Okay, we're gonna take Monarch and we're gonna put it on our lid. I know it comes with a wand, but I really like to put it on something and then apply it because it's kind of wet and it can get a little goopy if you just apply it with this, and also we don't want to take down the shadow that we just put on, so this gives me a little bit more control. You can see I'm kind of like pressing it down as opposed to like wiping it or swiping it in place because I don't want to lift up any of the color that's underneath. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start working on liner. I'm gonna start with the bottom and then we're gonna create this dramatic wing on top. She has this super epic dramatic wing on the top, so make sure that you start thin in the inner corner and end thicker on the outer corner. This is Smashbox and the color is Fishnet. This is NYX and this is their matte liquid liner. Unfortunately, this liner is running out on me, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to one size. Point Made Bodacious Black, and I'm gonna continue laying down the wing. Eyeliner is on. Now I'm gonna go ahead and make my eyebrows a tiny bit deeper because I feel like they're a little bit too light for the look. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Anastasia Beverley Hills eyebrow pencil. This is in the color Ebony, and we're gonna make it a little bit deeper. Now I am happy with how the eyes look. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the sides, and then we'll move on to foundation and concealer. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix two foundations today. I'm gonna take Nars New Caledonia. You guys know this is my favorite. And I'm also gonna mix Becca Cosmetics, and it is color Espresso. This one's a little bit more fuller coverage, but I like the warm tone that this one has in it, so we're gonna mix the two. Now I'm gonna go ahead and mix my two concealers. This one is color Latte, this one is color Mahogany, and these are both Too Faced Born This Way. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix them and lay that down. Let's blend all this out. Okay, now that it's all set, I'm gonna go ahead and take this little pencil brush and smudge the purple underneath this eye and smudge the green underneath this eye. Now I'm just gonna take this blush color, this is color Devil, and I'm gonna lay that on my cheeks. So in the picture, from what I can see, it looks like she has two jewel pieces on this side of her cheek. Maybe it's the other side, hang on, let me just take a look. Okay, she has two jewel pieces on the purple side of her cheek. I don't have the teardrop shaped jewels, but I do have just regular, you know, little crystals. So I'm gonna put two right here. She also has some pretty iconic lashes in her video. So I got this from Amazon. These are A Crown Mink lashes. And I'm going to take the ones that kind of have those peaks and lay that on the lid. Now in the video, she also has these super fun lashes on the bottom. There's just like two pieces. So these are incredibly long, and I'm just gonna go ahead and cut some of the pieces off so I can lay down two pieces on the outer edge underneath. Hopefully this works. These are a little bit too fluffy, so I'm gonna take some hairspray and kind of spray each piece down. Yikes. All right, there we go. There are my eyes, they're on. Now we're gonna go ahead and use our black eyeliner again and do our lips. I'm gonna use two colors as well for the lips because she kind of has a gradient color thing going on. So she has darker on the outer edge and I think a little bit lighter on the inside. She does have a bit of a sparkle as well. I don't want to add the sparkle. You guys go for it if you want to. For the darker color, I'm going to use Mcgrath's Nightshade. And then for the lighter color, I'm going to use M.A.C. Recollection. I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso. And there you go, guys. This is my recreation of Doja Cat's makeup look from her video, Boss Bitch, which I absolutely love. I hope you guys love it too. If you did like this video, will you please do me a favor and give me a big thumbs up? Also, if you enjoy this kind of content, please consider subscribing to this channel. I upload videos weekly, and I'd love to see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!
Like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack